Semper Kai Guy here, and today we are checking out this Gobege portable heavy-duty air compressor. I've reviewed a few small air inflators in the past, so let's see if bigger is always better. I'll show you what it comes with and how long it takes to inflate a standard tire. Let's do it. Here in the box we see what it's gonna look like. Obviously this is for, off-road use and maybe for garage use, not necessarily to keep in the glove box of your car or anything, but let's check it out. As we can see, the max pressure is 150 psi, works off of 12 volts, and I believe you do have to connect it to the battery, 45 amps. So yeah, this would definitely not go through your cigarette lighter or anything like that. And that's 580 watts. 160 liters per minute, that's huge. I believe that's about 5.5 CFM airflow. That's just, unheard of for portable type of units, at least the ones I have checked out so far. Cylinder diameter is 60 millimeters. That's cool. So that means the actual compressor motor is bigger. So it's going to have a lot more torque and a lot more basically pressure to put into your tires. 26 feet of air hose length. That's awesome. Power cord's another 8 feet. So you can definitely reach all of the tires on your vehicle, even if you have a large vehicle. A couple accessories, and it weighs 16 pounds. So it's definitely not a tiny, small thing. So this is more for keeping the trunk for when you need it or keep in your garage. All right, let's open it up and see what's inside. It's well packed. All right, so we can see that it comes in a carrying bag, so that's pretty cool. You don't have to just put it in the trunk. All right, look at that. All right, now that it's out of the box, let's see what it comes with. Of course, it has the instruction manual, pretty good English, so you can definitely learn how to use it better. Don't just rely on my video or anything like that. I did get 2 little pouches of accessories. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to get 2 or just 1, but I got 2 of them. So of course we can inflate a few different items with just this, so that's pretty useful. And now we also have the actual air hose. As they mentioned, it's like 26 feet or something, and it does have the gauge on it. The connections on here are not the standard air hose connections that I've seen like on air compressors, like the whole shop air compressors, but I did see a few people adapt this to use just a regular hose. That might be something you want to do if you're going to keep this in the garage and you want to run a couple of other things off of it. And we have the clamps that you would be connecting to the battery. They do have this protective plastic on top, but it does come off. So you want to make sure that it's on tight before you use it. A pretty good quality, long cable, so easy to use. There is an air filter under here. I don't want to be removing that right now because I'll probably scratch it out. But yeah, there's an air filter under there. On this side, we have the fuse. And we have our power on and off button, and of course the port where we're going to be plugging in the cable. As you can see, there is a lot of metal here. So this is all made out of metal, which is good for heat dissipation, of course, as well as just reliability. But yeah, looks pretty cool. Looks definitely heavy duty. So let's go try pumping up a tire and see how fast we can do one just from a regular car. All right, so let's see how we would hook this up to a car. First, we have the hose. We're going to use this end, the one that moves in and out like that, to plug it into the actual compressor, just like that. Next, we're going to connect it to the vehicle's battery. Of course, red is for positive and black is for negative. Make sure it is turned off, so make sure it's turned off before connecting it to the battery, but it's as simple as connecting the negative and connecting the positive. Now I'm going to put this on the ground, start the car, and then we'll see how fast it can inflate the tire. All right, so I have everything still connected. I have my hose connected to the compressor connected to the battery on the car. Now, I'm using the same exact tire and wheel that I've been using in the last few air compressor videos, just so we can compare and see which one, inflates faster and how much faster, compare the size and everything else. You can go back to those videos and check that out. As always, I have the tire at 16 psi, and we're going to inflate it to 36. Let's see how long it takes and if this compressor is worth it. I'm going to screw this on and then start the car, and we'll start the test. that should be it. Wow, that was very, very fast. Let me check the pressure to confirm. And we are at 36.5. Wow, that works really, really well. I'm very impressed, honestly. And it's very quiet. I'm gonna shut off the car and we'll turn it on for a second to see how loud it is when the car is not running. Now, I wouldn't recommend doing this for a long time while the car is not running because it will kill your battery pretty quickly. But let's see how loud it is just running. Not loud at all. Honestly, the low ones that I've tested before are probably twice as loud as this one. So pretty good deal. All right, guys, so what do I think of this Gobege 12-volt portable air compressor? Well, I think it's very impressive. It has a large compressor motor inside, so it can definitely produce a lot of air. In fact, it can do over 5.5 cubic feet per minute of airflow, which is huge for this size. You know, that's very impressive. I don't even think my garage air compressor can do that, so that's very impressive. It can also run for 40 minutes straight, you know, pumping up tires without overheating. After that, it may get too hot, but it does have a built-in safety where it will turn itself off when it reaches that temperature, which I believe is 220 Fahrenheit. So it's definitely fast, and it can go up to 150 psi. So you can pump up basically any tire imaginable. It also has a very long air hose, so that's very useful. You can reach any corner of the car. It's made out of metal, so it's very solid. It's also heavy, but that comes with, you know, the build quality. You want something solidly built, it's got to be metal. It's going to be a little bit heavier. Obviously, you know, this is all metal. Everything's metal here, and the motor is actually made from copper, so good quality here. And of course, it's meant for off-roading, but I just wanted to check it out on regular tires. I did my standard 16 to 36 psi, which I've done on other compressors or other reviews. And in those videos, it took between 5.5 minutes to 10 minutes to inflate those 20 psi. This was definitely under a minute, so that's pretty crazy. It's definitely good enough for off-roading and should be great for garage use. If you want to just keep it in the garage, plug it in when needed, pump up your tires, things like that, that's pretty good. I've also seen people convert this to a standard fitting, so if you want to use your own hoses, your own gauges and things like that, you can do so. And the reason I mention that is that I don't really love this gauge. It works fine, it displays everything well, but it goes from 0 to 50 and there isn't really much in between as far as numbers, so it's difficult to see what pressure you are at by just glancing at it. You kind of have to pay attention and see what, you know, what line you're on and things like that. Of course, it's probably easier if you're inflating to like 50 or 60 or 70 psi, but if you're doing 36 or 35 or something very specific, a little bit more difficult to do that. I also wish they added a second plug where you can plug it into the car's socket directly and not directly to the battery, but of course then it would be much, much slower, and I'm not even sure if that would work. All right, so that's about it, guys. If you'd like to purchase one yourself, check out the links in the description. If you'd like to help the channel out, order through that link. Like the video if you think it was useful or interesting. Leave your comments. Let me know what you think of this device. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.